A few weeks ago, I showed you how I have my folders organized in Apple Notes. Well, when I watched that video back, I realized that I had actually made it overly complicated. So over the last few weeks, I've been refining it and getting it a little bit better organized, and now it does work brilliantly for me. And I thought, so this week what I would like to do is to be able to show you a few ideas that you can use to create folders in Apple Notes just to help you become a little bit better organized with the notes that you are collecting. So that's what this particular episode is all about. It's all about Apple Notes and the folders that we are creating. Now, if you would like to get more tips, tricks and news on all the Apple productivity tips, I would be so grateful if you would subscribe to this channel. And if you do get any value from this particular video, then please help me by hitting that like button below. Okay, it's now time for me to take you into my own real Apple Notes account and show you how I have my folders set up now. Okay, the first thing you're probably going to notice is that my inbox has disappeared, and there's a very good reason for that. Since I recorded that last video on how I have my folders structured, I came across the realization, or I realized that Apple gives you a dedicated inbox. The only trouble is they don't call it inbox, they call it notes. And what I mean by this is if you don't have time to decide where you want to send a specific note, what you can do is, let's just take this very, very sad news that I received earlier this week, which is the No Time to Die James Bond film is being delayed until later this year. So it's now going to be released in November, and I was so looking forward to seeing this next month. But let's say I want to save this particular article. All I have to do is go to my share sheet on here. I can go to notes, hit notes. Now let's imagine I don't have time to save this, so I'm just going to save the task. Bang, gone straight to my notes. Now if I go back here, you will see that this has now automatically been added to my notes folder. I can then decide where am I going to send it. This is acting as my inbox. Now, personally, I don't like the idea that I can't change the name, but if I go into there, you'll see that I can't change the name. I can only create a new folder. There's nothing else I can do with that, but that's okay. If I go to the three dots there, again, I can't change the name, but that's okay. I understand that this now means, and I've put it right at the top, so it's obvious to me that this is my inbox. So that's one thing that you can do there with your inbox. So you do actually have one. So I've removed the inbox. Let me now take you into my work folder. What I've done here, I'm using emojis, and that's just simple emoji that I've used to create the title. So 2 exclamation marks means current, and this is my current work, the work that I'm currently using, the notes related to projects or ideas that I'm developing. Content is related to my YouTube videos, my podcast, my blog, anything related to the content that I'm creating. Even in there, I will have ideas for online course updates and new online courses. Coaching is a list of all my coaching clients that I currently have active at the moment, that I keep my notes related to those guys. I've got my notes, my ideas here, and now in here I can throw in all sorts. I've got my YouTube development, these are my pinned ones, but I've got started something. If you ever find this was an idea I had and I caught this while I was on the subway. Another one was here, you will never figure out how until you are clear on your why. A quote that I picked up from Kobe Bryant: I have nothing in common with lazy people who blame others for their lack of success. Great things come from hard work and perseverance, no excuses, blah, blah, blah. So I have all sorts of things. Why Google Calendar? These are some notes that I picked up from some other places, and I've also got some other ideas that I've picked up. So a lot of ideas get thrown in here. I've got my anchor notes. These are all related to my my anchor notes are all related to my like regular links that I need to reference. They also have things that I might need access to, personal information and so on and so forth. And I've been incorporating my company, and these are all the notes regarding that, which is basically a project I'm working on, which is almost complete now. Hopefully by Monday that will be all fixed and sorted. So that's my work folder. In my personal folders here, I've got my self-development, my mental and meaning, which is related to development on my ideas and how I want to live my life, etc. I've got minimalism here, which is a load of things that I've been collecting related to my minimalist project, and all these things are in here. So I've got all sorts of things that I'm doing, that I'm collecting related to my minimalist project. I've got my finances here, and I've got my physical, which is related to my this is also related to my exercise. I've got my goals, which are also, because people keep asking me, where do you keep your goals now they're not in Todoist? It's been a long time since they were in Todoist, but they do filter into my daily tasks, because that's how you achieve your goals, by turning your goals into daily actionable tasks. I got mentors, which are related to people that I admire, people that I learn from, and things. My to buy list is here, and I also am keeping checklists in here, so I have a number of checklists that I've got in here. So daily priming checklist, I got my gym checklist, travel checklist, coaching checklist, samples of checklists that I've picked up from YouTube videos here. I've got a YouTube video checklist which are in here. English teaching checklist, which is related, this is just the things that I need to make sure that I have with me when I'm teaching. And I have an end of day checklist also. So my checklists are kept in here that I'm using. My daily priming checklist is something that I'm actually working on. I'm still in development with this, and there's some links to some exercises for my shoulders and arms, etc., which are in there. I have my to review list here, which is all the articles or videos that I actually want to read. I've got an archive, which is where I've just kept notes that I've finished with that I'm not necessarily sure that I'm going to finish with. And I created a special folder related to items that I'm sharing, so with other people, because I share with my wife or with my mother. And of course I've got my recently deleted, which is just a standard default folder that you get with Apple Notes. And that's basically how I have it all set up. So essentially it is quite different from the one I created a few weeks ago, because I've given it a lot more thought. And really for me, Apple Notes is a work in progress, because I'm still waiting for Evernote to get updated, and I've really been struggling to get Evernote working on my iOS devices, my iPad and my phone. It's just not working as well as it used to. That's why I'm using Apple Notes at the moment. I'm hoping Evernote will update very soon so that I can start using the iOS devices again very soon. So there you go. That's how I now have my Apple Notes organized. It's brilliant, it's simple, it's open every single day, and I actually am loving it. And the truth is, for those of you who followed this channel for a while, unless Evernote come up with a really outstanding update, I'm more than likely going to be staying with Apple Notes, because I'm finding that I can get a lot out of this application, a lot more than I've been able to get with Evernote in recent years. So there you go. Thank you very much for watching this episode. And please, before you move on, please just stick around, because I have some news about my Apple productivity course that you can get yourself enrolled in. So if you stick around, there's some details about that at the end of this video. But it just remains for me now to wish you all a very productive week. Thank you for watching this video. Now, if you have enjoyed these Apple videos that I'm doing, and you want to build your very own Apple productivity system, then please check out my Create Your Own Apple Productivity System course, which is available from my Learning Center and is incredible value, and it will show you how to bring all these parts together, the Notes app, iCloud, reminders and calendar, into one beautiful productivity system. Check out the course here. The details are below, and I hope to see you in the course.